Star Wars, always. It's a trailer of all the films put together. I'm not sure about this. Let's take a look. Alright guys, so you know that I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm pretty much one of those fans that like the older trilogy and the prequels, and I'm sort of mixed on the sequel trilogy. And I like Rogue One and Solo. That being said, it is a very divisive franchise. As I said, there's people that like the old trilogy and the sequel trilogy, but hated the prequels. And then there's people that like the old trilogy and like the prequels, but hate the sequels. It's just, the fan base is all over the place. And when I heard about this trailer that's supposed to tie all the films together I was like, okay, that's curious. How are they going to do this? Because it's going to try to unite some fan base that has fractured. But that being said, let's just take a look at the trailer and see how it feels. Some deleted footage, some deleted scenes.
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic. Before the Dark Times. Before the Empire.
See?
Galactic Empire!
We cannot let 1,000 years of democracy disappear without a fight.
This part is over.
Another deleted scene. More deleted stuff. That's cool.
Spreading.
I like that.
Fight is now.
And I want to be on the side I believe in.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm stuck here.
Wow.
He has too much of his father in him.
That's what I'm afraid of.
This is good,
You fought in
guys.
the Clone Wars? Yes.
This
I was
is
once a Jedi
tied
Knight,
together,
same as your father.
together really,
He was the
really
best star pilot in
well.
the galaxy,
This is where the fun begins.
and a cunning warrior. And he was a good friend.
I like that.
You were my brother, Anakin!
The prequels had so much good stuff in them.
Become a Jedi like my father.
You've taken your first step into a larger world.
Han Solo. I'm captain of the Millennium Falcon.
Okay, so it's
Never
gonna
heard of the Millennium Falcon?
introduce each
It's
character.
a ship that made the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs.
You don't believe in the Force, do you?
Kid, I've flown from one side of this galaxy to the other. I've seen a lot of strange stuff. But I've
Footage
never
from
seen
Solo?
anything to make me believe there's one all-powerful force controlling everything.
I like this kid.
He was great as Lando.
Alright, well, you're gonna need a nickname, because I ain't saying that every
Yeah,
time.
Donald Glover as Lando was great.
That's no moon.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
You know, I was getting along fine before I met you two moon jockeys.
Situation normal. We're all fine here now. How are you?
Good luck.
Okay, this scene. I heard that Disney
Looking for a Jedi
Star
Master.
Wars is trying to retcon that scene. Have Luke kind of a wimp.
Well, I should be.
Like his father.
I will be the most powerful Jedi ever.
Anger leads to hate.
I like that echo.
Suffering.
Luke Skywalker. I thought he was a myth.
The prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the
Another deleted scene. Cool.
The Jedi were real.
I used to wonder about that myself. Thought it was a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
The Force is what gives a Jedi his power.
Magical power holding together
training.
good evil, the dark side and the light.
It's an energy field created by all living things.
Crazy thing is,
It surrounds us,
it's true.
penetrates us.
The Force, the Jedi,
Force Awakens had some good ideas too, guys.
all of it.
There is still good in it.
It's all true.
I'm liking this trailer.
Do you know what happened to him?
He was training a new generation of Jedi.
What you have done.
One boy,
Yeah.
an apprentice, turned against him, destroyed it all.
There, see? That's the story of what the sequel trilogy should have been about. Luke and Kylo.
You started.
But it kind of got shoved to the sidelines, to the background.
We can still save him.
And that's the more compelling story, yes.
I'm from the Resistance. We need your help.
We don't know how Rey fits in. She doesn't fit in. She's just got these magical force powers. And I like that contrast. That's good, yes. If they played it like that, that would have been so much better.
That boy is our last hope.
No. There is another.
It calls to you.
Her magical force powers that most Jedi need years and years of training with the most serious mind. She just does this. Hey, yeah, you saw Finn there. Okay, hold on.
Like my father before me.
The Force will be with you. Always.
That was good. That was a good way to close it out. I like that. Okay, I want to talk about Finn for a second. Topher Grace and some guy. What was that guy's name? Hold on. Topher Grace and Jeff Yorks. Okay, so if that, I think that's going to work for a lot of people. I think it's going to have a good impact for a lot of people. But I want to point out a few things. Did you notice that we never saw a whole lot of Finn? And I don't think we even saw Poe. And this is supposed to be the new group of people that's leading the sequel trilogy. We never saw them because when you think about it, did Finn and Poe actually have anything to do with advancing the Star Wars universe in a way that was important enough to put in the trailer for all 10 films? And they haven't. They haven't. And I like how they cleverly edited around that. It was probably even hard to put in stuff about Rey because she really hasn't done too much to advance the Star Wars universe. She's just had these powers that any Jedi has never had. They've always had to train. They've always had to develop over years and years to get these powers. And we see that she can lift rocks just like that. And you don't get it like that. You get it by training. And I'm not going to rant about the sequel trilogy. You're not here to see that. I'm just, talking about that trailer just makes it glaringly obvious. Some of the plot points in the sequel trilogy are they're flat. Because look at it. Look at the original trilogy. Luke, Han, and Leia were together for, at least once or twice in the movies, and in big action sequences like the Sarlacc pit, the Endor chase scene, and on the Death Star in the first one. It's just they were together. You saw the group together. Have you ever seen Finn, Poe, and Rey all together? No. And you barely seen Finn and Rey together. You barely have. So it's just kind of like the sequel trilogy hasn't done a really good job of setting up the new characters. And what I got from that trailer, for the most part, they did a good job at representing the prequel trilogy. They did a good job of setting up and promoting the original trilogy, obviously. I like how they tied in a lot of the deleted scenes. I like how they showed some stuff from Rogue One and Solo. But then when it came to the sequel trilogy, and they're talking about Luke and Kylo and his training of new Jedi, that is what the sequel trilogy should have been. And should have been about Luke, Han, and Leia with the new characters just coming in the background. They should have been coming in the background, and by the ninth and the last one, they would have been more in the forefront. Like, it should have been more about the original cast. Because you had it. And it's just, see? It's mixed. It's a mixed reaction. And that's what Star Wars is now. But I'm not going to attack people for having their views that, The Last Jedi is a masterpiece. It's not. And when you break it down in plot points and story structure, and it's just, yeah. What a fractured fan base Star Wars is. I don't hate it. I wished more from it, and I wished that it was more cohesive for everybody. And that means even people who hated the prequels, I'm hoping that they can at least realize that there was a lot of good stuff there too. Because I'm able to say that, hey, I may not have liked The Last Jedi, but there was some good stuff in there, but it just, it wasn't for me. All right, I'm rambling now. Star Wars Always trailer. Did you guys see it? What did you think? What really worked for you? What didn't? Let me know in the comments below. All right, that's it. My name is James, and you're watching Mirror Domains. If you've liked what you've seen, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. First, Always has a trailer out where a bunch of Star Wars Always trailer. Have you heard of it? It's something that's generating some buzz on the interwebs, so let's take a look.